Lincoln are absolutely ripping up League One. In other news, if you fancy yourself being a bit of a League One guru, expert, send your application into my pages, because I might need a new League One co-host next year, because he thinks he's better than League One. He's buggering off to the Championship, Mr. Jake Tong. But what a job this man has done. Michael Scabala, he walked into the football club with it in a bit of a mess. He had some work to do away at Stevenage. I think they lost 1-0 that day. And he transformed the football club. He got the away record a lot better. They still struggled a little bit at home. They were okay. They weren't anything poor. But they finished just outside the playoffs in his first, bit of a season. And that was a really good year. Last year I thought was a really good year for Lincoln. They finished, in and around the top 10, top 12 all year. And then around Christmas, they just fell away. And they struggled with the winter ball season. But it feels now they've got a bit more of a mental toughness, a bit more physicality in the side, a bit more experience, a bit more nous, and they're seeing out games of football. The one thing I like about this group is they start like a house on fire. They get in front at home, but often they get pegged back and they equalise, and again, it's back to 1-1. And then they go and find a winner. They scored 2 goals straight away from kickoff this year. I think Doncaster and Barnsley were the games that they scored both from kickoffs. And it just shows you what this group's about. Now, I really like the Lincoln City team. I think it's phenomenal the way they play with the 4 strikers up front. They sometimes don't do that. They go in a different direction. But they've been on, a really good run to start the season. Then they had a bit of a bump. Rather than me thinking, here we go again. But bounce it up with Doncaster. You beat Doncaster and you think it's just Doncaster. They beat Port Vale and you think it's just Vale. Way at Wickham, they lose it in the last minute. They should have got a point. They deserved a point. And then they go and beat Barnsley. Again, the Blackpool game. They were 2-0 up. They should win that. But that point at Blackpool now is sandwiched in between 2 home wins. They do need to start picking up points on the road and be less reliant on the home form. Because there will be a part of the season where they might not win for 2 or 3 home matches together and they have to get something away. But the scary thing about this is their forward line hasn't really got going. Like, you look at the goals that they've got from their forward areas. It's not a lot for a team that are challenging for automatics or at least the playoffs. They're getting goals from all over. They're solid. No one wants to go to Sincilbank. I don't, because I'd have to see Jake. But why not? Why can't this Lincoln City team go and do something? Believe in yourself. You've got into the playoff final before. I think overall this squad is better than the team that got to the playoff final. They just had very, very good individual players in that team, especially on loan. Brennan Johnson. Beep, 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 beep. Go on the Imps. You Imps.